Have you ever been told that something is impossible only to see somebody else achieve it? I know I have. In fact, about 2 years ago, when I resigned from my job, I was told it's the worst decision that I could ever make. I was told that, Matt, it's impossible for you to make money in the current economy that's full of unemployed individuals and so many people being laid off. Well, it's a common experience for people to be faced with a goal that seems impossible to achieve, a goal that people say is impossible to achieve. But I'm here today to share with you that there actually is no such thing as impossible if you surround yourself with people who are constantly defying the existence of the impossible and making the impossible possible. Ultimately, it is about the people you surround yourself with and their perception of reality, their beliefs of what is possible. When I learned this lesson, it completely shattered my self imposed limitations, and I now find it easier to set ambitious goals, some of which I do achieve. The question then is, how can you do the same?
Goal Mastery, where we turn goals into reality, one step at a time. Ready, set, achieve.
Let's start off with this idea that is the extraordinary power of belief. When we genuinely believe that something is possible, it fuels us to take action, to persevere through challenges, and ultimately accomplish all those goals that we've set aside. On the flip side, when we believe something is impossible, we're likely to give up before even giving it a shot. Can you relate to that feeling? That's where the concept of a growth mindset comes in, which encourages us to embrace challenges and see failure as an opportunity for growth. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I speak a lot about failure and how the 1% seeks out failure and sees failure as part of the process. Why? Because failure leads to growth. Now, coming back to the topic, when you think about your environment, when you think about your belief system, when you think about your belief system in the context of your environment, the questions that I believe we should be asking ourselves is, does your current environment support your goals, or does it feed your limiting beliefs? What if I told you that the most underrated skill in goal setting is the ability to let go of old beliefs and change your mindset to support the new ones? Yep. By surrounding ourselves with people who are constantly defying the existence of what is possible, we can adopt their beliefs, shift our mindsets, and make our goals more attainable. Let me share with you the story of Angus Barbieri. He was it Italian man, and weighed about 207 kilograms. He was determined to lose his weight. He was so tired of being obese, that he set a goal to fast for over a year, right? With the goal of losing, what is it? It was, his ideal goal was to get to 81 kgs, which is over 125 kgs. His goal was to lose 185 kgs. So he fasted for a year and 17 days without food. But he had the support of a medical staff who believed in him. After this 1 year and 17 days of no food at all, he lost 125 kgs. 125 kgs and not eating for an entire year. How many people can say that I can go eating for a year and 17 days? But this guy did it, and he lost 125 kgs and eventually met his goal of being 81 kgs, his ideal goal. When I look at his story, I realize that it's his mindset and the beliefs of those around him that made the impossible possible. People will tell you that you can only go like 40 days without eating, maybe at max 41 days without eating and water. But this guy went 365 days because he believed it was possible and he had a goal in mind to achieve it. And it highlights again the value that comes with your mindset and the beliefs that you hold about your goals. So, how can you apply this to your own life? It starts by auditing the people that you surround yourself with. One of the things that I always do is I do life audits where I ask myself, who are the people that I'm surrounding myself with? What do they believe? How do they perceive success or money or weight loss or going to the gym or whatever my goal is that I'm trying to achieve at the time? When I tell them about my ideas that seem impossible and reckless, how do they react? This is how I become aware of my limiting beliefs and my fears, right? By contrasting them with my environment and the people within that environment. Why? Because very often it is the environments that we find ourselves in that feed into those limiting beliefs, that feed into us not being able to achieve our goals. And at the end of it, it's like, I tried so hard. Why can't I achieve my goal? Why am I struggling? It's your limiting beliefs and the people that you surround yourself with, right? So doing this life audit of questioning the belief systems of the people in your environment sets you up for success because it helps you become aware of what are the factors in your life or what are the factors in my life that are feeding into my limiting beliefs, that are feeding into me not achieving my goal. Right. And I can make that change to move into an environment that supports my goal. If I can't move into an environment that supports my goal, the next question that I would then ask is, can I create an environment that supports my goal? For example, with me being in my car is one of the ways in which I create an environment that supports my goal. I made the decision to stay home for a while, right? Because, there are other family matters that I want to attend to while I'm this side. But I also had to acknowledge that my family and the people that I'm surrounding myself with in this environment do not share the same beliefs that I now hold true. And the goals that I set for myself are seemingly impossible to them. So I create this safe space that is my car, and in this car, everything is possible. So if you're struggling to reach your goals, remember that your environment and the people that you surround yourself with play a critical role in shaping those beliefs and ultimately your ability to achieve your goals. So the question that I want to leave with you for today is like, what can you do to make a change? And my call to action to you is start by identifying the limiting beliefs and the fears you have about achieving your goals. Remember, those are fueled by your environment. Those are fueled by your fears. Those are fueled by the doubts that you have by yourself. And 90% of those come from what you were taught in the environment that you currently surround yourself in. So examine your environment and the people around you. Do they support your goals, or does it feed your limiting beliefs? If you can't change your environment, can you create a space within that environment that supports your goals? Like I mentioned, for me, it's my car. When I'm in this car, nothing else matters except achieving the goals that I've set out for myself. And the last thing for you to reflect on is who are the people that you can connect with? Who are the people in your life? Who are the people that you admire? Who are the people out there that are defying the existence of the impossible, right? Consume their content, surround yourself by them, adopt their beliefs and their mindset, because that is ultimately how you are going to fuel your own beliefs and change your own mindset. Your environment influences your beliefs, and your beliefs unconsciously influence your ability to achieve your goal. Completely change your environment, surround yourself with people that are making the impossible impossible, and you might be amazed at what you can achieve. This year can be the year that you eventually reach those ambitious goals that you've set out for yourself. How's this video for a shocker?